Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open Asia Pacific. My name's Contra, and this is the Mustachio AJ. And of course, we're here to bring you even more of the action that will be highlighted throughout the entirety of the series. So sorry, my mic was all over the place. I'm so sorry, guys.
As it always does happen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we kind of get, we need to get used to wearing these face shields as well as face masks in the studio and all. But, this week has been so full of action, Contra. We've got 3 games to bring you the highlights for this time round. We've got Brawl Stars, PUBG Mobile, as well as Legends of Runeterra in store for the audience today.
That's right. Well, I guess that's not really a grand opening that I've been looking for, but hey, that will make do as we'll take a look at the format on how you guys can participate in the ESL Mobile Open Asia Pacific.
Welcome to ESL Mobile, the home of mobile esports. ESL Mobile is a global program designed to give you an opportunity to compete in your favorite mobile games, featuring multiple game titles taking place in 3 regions and offering 2 levels of competition. There's something here for everyone. ESL Mobile Open is the gateway to competitive play, free to join and open to any resident of our supported regions. This is the best way for you to enjoy the thrill of victory and take your shot at winning cash prizes. Each season of Mobile Open will consist of 2 ladders, and the top competitors from each will qualify for the Mobile Open play-ins. ESL Mobile Challenge is your path to glory. If you are a top competitor in the Mobile Open play-ins, you will earn a spot in the Mobile Challenge season. The top team from each ladder will skip the play-ins and qualify directly for the Mobile Challenge season. This is where you'll have the chance to compete against the best players in your region. At the end of each season, top Mobile Challenge players will compete in the Mobile Challenge Finals to determine a winner and be crowned their region's champion. ESL Mobile is for everyone. This is your opportunity to join a diverse and growing community of players across the world and see just how far you can go.
The ESL Mobile Open is for everyone, and ESL was not kidding when they said that anybody can register as long as they meet the minimum age requirement, as well as, they need to have enough members in their team for those games. And certain games, certain titles do require you to play a minimum number of games before you do qualify. Now, we will be walking you through the ladders as well as how they work momentarily, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and this is exactly how it works.
Well, I tried to sign up myself, but I didn't make it, unfortunately. But this is how it goes. So how you want to matchmake is pretty simple. All you got to do is to, of course, sign up for the specific ladders that are open from time to time. You can check the match page on ESL Play, and what you can do is to click on challenge and hit play now to find the opponent at those time slots. So each win gives you more points, and each loss will deduct some of the points that you may have earned. And this is how the entirety of the ladder system works overall, as we start off on a neutral standpoint with 1,000 points. As you compete, that's where you start to gain, as well as maybe lose some, but hey, I hope you guys gain even more, and the top 2 teams at the end of each ladder period will advance to the playoffs.
Yep, exactly. And just like Contra has mentioned, matchmaking is only open in specific times and dates. Make sure you check out the ESL website or take a quick screenshot of what you see on your screen right now so you know exactly when you need to jump into the fray. Good luck and have fun. Once again, the ESL Mobile Open is for anyone and everyone, and this is an initiative by ESL to make these sort of community tournaments, easier, accessible to everyone. And I think it is absolutely amazing, Contra.
That's right, and I really do see that each respective weeks we are seeing brand new competitors hopping on to different sort of clubs and variety of titles out there, and I just can't wait to break it all down. Hope you guys have missed this for a little bit, and we are finally back to actually bring you some of these anticipated highlights that we have gathered over the week.
Yep, but we need to kind of make you miss us a little bit more. Let's take a quick short break, but when we come back, Brawl Stars and everything that has happened this week.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, That's all we know when we
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
back against the wall. Still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball. I got my fan with me. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
back against the wall. Still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball. I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to
Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open Recap Show, where we condense all of the weekly action for you. My name's AJ, I'm the Mustachio, down here with the one and only Contra to bring you all of said action. Now, here is a game that is super easy to pick up, jump in and start winning on the very day that you downloaded Brawl Stars, Contra.
That's right. There's so many of all these different set of challenges that you have to go through as a team to come up on top. And we have so many registries. Thank you guys for joining so many of all these ladders. And we'll start off with the leaderboards as well before we get ourselves into the action and see what all these stars are up to.
Absolutely. Super fast-paced games, each and every single one of these Brawl Stars matches are. And, some of these teams that have stepped in here, they are really giving those top teams a run for their money. Let's take a quick look and see who these people are, because here are your qualified ladders, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's take a quick look from the bottom to top, starting off from Covalence.
That's right. Now, Covalence now has made it in towards the top 10. We've seen them from the previous week. Yeah, you can see that they have managed to play about 11 games right there, only managing 4 wins as they secured 990 points. That is sufficient for a top 10 finish. And right above them is going to be Pyramid Gangsters, who played 8 games with a total of 996 points. Marco Polo this time goes in for maybe a little bit of a dive with a total of 11 wins and 1,034 overall. And Zircon is going to be that new name that's going to be popping off here with 4 wins and 2 losses. Josso has not been moving as they have been securing a top 6 finish from the previous week as well, with a total point of 1,067.
Absolutely, and we've got We Need Sponsor, who also seems to be needing more games. They haven't played any more games since last week, still sticking with their 4 wins. That's not going to be enough for the minimum 10, and it's not going to be enough if they want to qualify, because there's just one more week of those ladder matches to catch up with. So we need sponsors. Let's see them step it up. Covalence, the newcomers in here, they've managed to go on a 5-win streak to pick up the 4th position. But once again, the exact same, advice that we send out for We Need Sponsor goes to Covalence as well. They've got one more week in here. Not too late, and it's a great start so far. Let's take a quick look at Crazy Lagoon, who is sitting down in the 3rd position here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. They have moved from the 2nd spot down to number 3. Not so much of a difference here. Flash didn't play this week, and they will be pushed down into the 2nd spot because Tropa Suprema has been working extra hard. They have been able to push themselves from the 3rd position all the way up into that number 1 spot, and they will sit on the throne of the Brawl Stars ladder to week 3, Contra.
That's right. You know what they say, no rest for the wicked. And wow, there's a lot of wicked plays and highlights coming in from all these teams. And Tropa Suprema, it's great to see them being on top. And finally, there is a contender for Team Flasher. And, well, we're going to be looking at the very first highlight. And we start off in this game between Marco Polo versus Josso. So we can see from this point here that King Koopa has been controlling the mid side of the map as they have a flank coming through from the right side. But just look at how well that they've been playing, and overall Marco Polo has been able to dominate by taking a couple of all these beautiful shots over on Mochi. And, well, the next one to fall was King Koopa. And eventually you see, some of these hustle between the sides. But Marco Polo had it in back.
Yeah, and of course the fight would go on to continue, but it was such a huge contrast in ability. Surprisingly though, they managed to catch up for just a little bit. Josso, towards the very end, would not go on to make it through as Marco Polo finishes it off. And, to the point where they were catching up a little bit, Contra, you really thought that Josso, that was that moment where they were going to turn things around, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked as if so, but hey, Marco Polo had some really clean plays, especially right here. You can see that they're flushing from all corners and leaving no room for Josso to breathe. And, it was kind of unfortunate right there, but of course, coming back, we have only 64% of health left, and King Koopa was controlling the mid checkpoint real well. There's not many areas that you can see Jostle could have actually come in to sweep them off their feet.
Yeah, absolutely not, man. It was such a, pressure to go up against Marco and Jostle. No matter how many times they try to push up forth, they just couldn't get those balls. And this would be the next match that we have in here. Reifuku going up against Pyramid Gangsters. And Pyramid Gangsters were the ones to pick up this victory contra, 2-1.
That's right, but it definitely was a close one. So let's check out some of these plays here, because here we see a 97 scoreline, and it could have actually gone either side. But we start off with a really great run coming in from the likes of both Reifuku as well as Pyramid Gangsters. And you see, this is where you look at the stars that they've accumulated. It was so close.
Oh, and of course, as Steven tried to go in here for that push, it just wasn't enough. Siege Bot would be the second mode that they went in here to play, and unfortunately, it wasn't as easy as Reifuku expected to take that.
And you could see that it went pretty much direct. Now, I like what Wiggly was trying to do, but there was too much pressure coming alongside, and you just see that level 10 bot marching all the way up, packing a heck of a punch. And that was pretty much show's over from that point.
Okay, and here was, the play by Wigglypen, unfortunately getting frozen in that one spot, and things would just go on to get even more worse, right? Because whenever we drop into Brawl Ball, it is a very simple thing to bring that ball all the way into the goalpost of your opponents or annihilate them and just walk in with the ball, right? And this was the part where Pyramid Gangsters once again stepped the gameplay up contra.
Yeah, it was beautifully done. You saw that it really went down to the wire, and it was so hard to even get the ball across. Now, you can see that Undead as well as Steven, they kicked all the way forward, but it was really hard for the enemies to really reach forward. Repeat, he does have very little health, and he gets sickened out by Undead, and he goes in straight for the goal.
And there was a beautiful goal scored by Steven, not only because he was there to, just tap the ball in, but because of all of the damage that he was doing up front to enable his team to take that, such a simple goal, right? And the pressure would still come in through time and time again from Steven as he goes in for that second goal as well. And that's the kind of pressure that we wanted to see from early on, that we started seeing towards the end of the game.
Yeah, you can see that Reifuku, this time, they are looking to push forward, but the problem is that, they couldn't really get past the defense, and now they finally opened things up with Ice Bearer all the way up front. So this is where there was a couple of pointers going all across the board, and it went down to this very final moment.
Absolutely, man. And of course, with the timer running out, there was just no way they could make it back. And then at the end of the day, Pyramid Gangsters with the beautiful 2-1 victory. And like we opened up the Brawl Stars segment, right? It's such a simple game, such a fast-paced action game that you can pick up today, learn, and jump right in. But to be able to bring it in to this sort of a level, to go up against these other players who bring in so much of IQ behind their gameplays, it just changes the complexion of the game contract.
That's right. We even see that match between Reifuku as well as Pyramid Gangster going real close, and you could see that it can get really, really competitive at times. So wait no more. You guys can sign up for ESL.gg to just hit right into the battle with some of the best of Brawl Stars in Asia Pacific.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on that note, let's take a quick short break. But when we come back, more bang bang action is going to be PUBG Mobile.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner. So head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Well, we've already covered up Brawl Stars. It's time for us to really hit the high notes here, as we do have so many squads here facing off against another to get that glorious chicken dinner. My name is Contra. This is the Mustachio AJ, and well, we really will go down to all these maps inside of PUBG Mobile to really elaborate that. But before we jump into the action, let's check out the league reports again, shall we?
Absolutely, man, because hundreds of teams, they go up against each other, and only 16 top teams will be able to move on to the next round. Let's take a quick look at the leaderboards, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and see exactly who has got the top 8 and then the bottom 8 later on.
That's right. This week, we do see that Puma X Celeb Esports will maintain their number one spot with a total of 186 whopping total points, and you can already see that they're ahead by, nearly about 20 points. And Bidenzorg Esports, the newcomers in the scene, has been able to stash up a total of 73 points on their debut, while Forever 18 Up has now closed up to the third place with 160 overall points and also 69 kills to go alongside with it. We got Diverso NV on 4th place, alongside with Rogue Gaming having a score difference between the two of them of only 2 points. And those 2 points, it may have actually came from the positioning itself, while the MS crew, they garnered a total of 149. Meanwhile, Zero Fox Given has returned up into its 7th place, and 8-9 squad has been able to snatch up a total of 141 points with 46 kills.
Yeah, just about 40 points between the 8th position as well. That's number 1 spot. Not too much at all. Just 2 winner chicken dinner, as well as, a couple of good kills should be able to boost your rankings up. But of course, in Battle Royales, it also means that your opponents who have got those positions should not be performing. Whether or not that'll happen this week, we will see. This is your bottom 8, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. War Conqueror Unstoppable. From the 10th position, they have now climbed up into the 9th spot, 141 overall points with the 49 kills. Demigod, they have, how far the Demigods have fallen. From the 4th position all the way down to the 10th spot. And we don't know how they're going to continue to do in here. Hopefully, they will be able to recover next week. If not, the top 16 will not be seeing them hold their spot. And of course, it's going to be 80 Sports by Nooknick in the 11th position. A new name, I have to say, to the top 16. Infinite Esports in here as well. The new boys for the top 16 position. Raftel Jesper will take your 13th spot with 135 points. 127 points. You've got Miri Mob Ryzen Era. TKL Racing Esports as well as Intense Gamings will be wrapping up the top 16 Contra.
Yeah, I guess it has been some grueling week for the side of Get Demigod. You can see that they do have very high kill ratio. It's just that they couldn't really secure much of all these positioning points where, usual format, you got 15 points for the chicken dinner, and any other position will have the numbers dwindle down. But, 140 points out there, still very respectable. And of course, there's still a lot of work to be done. But let's check out some great highlights. And from Thailand, we've got Sunwoo Special with some great winner chicken dinner that's about to be, of course, shown eventually. And here we go. We'll go down to Miramar as many of these players gather inside of St. Martin, and it's an up-close personal battle between Wasabi of Rook, as he will be able to maneuver his way down the houses, and he will rotate around just to look for those kills eventually.
Yeah, so little HP, and Wasabi just tried to bring in that spicy fight towards his opponent there, but it wouldn't be such an easy task. This was a, the top push coming in from the roof, but very badly executed by Kato. And of course, Wasabi, when we dropped back to check in on him, he was still alive and kicking.
That's right, and he didn't really have first 8 kits. That makes it even more impressive, and the problem was that, he was still on the lower ground, and that shouldn't have actually gone in favor of the side of Rogue. But watch what happens next, because Donut here has got those great angles to work with, and Rogue, they will have Ito to add up, but unfortunately the final member has clutched it, making it impossible for them. But Escobar up top the roofs has been able to go in for the exchange, but Loveboy has been able to drop him down, and Escobar takes a little bit of cover, and the rest of GS, they were having a little bit of tug of war right behind those walls, but Dom goes down.
Yeah, Dom wasn't able to hold that wall well at all, but it was all left up to Escobar as well as his, partner on screen right now, Jung, with the amazing gameplay.
Whoa.
But it would be a absolute numbers game that overtakes the situation, and they couldn't get out of it. And as that circle continued to close in, we would be left with 11 teams, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, which would bring Zunwoo Special so much more closer to that chicken dinner they were expecting.
Yeah, I really do love this highlight coming in from Boo, because he's been able to just camouflage his way out in the open, and that was a special delivery, and that marks his 10th kill if he secures it. And later on, they will have to actually push upwards, and Sunwoo Special has managed to eventually close out the entirety of the game.
Okay, now let's see exactly how they would, of course, go ahead to complete that with 8 more teams remaining in here, right? That, the previous circle, whilst we were, catching the game highlights previously as well, was a very crucial one which they managed to get in, but only 4 teams would remain, and they had to play the terrain really carefully because there weren't much buildings to, maneuver around, not many trees in there as well. It was all about playing the chatting gameplay, as some people say, keeping really low to the ground and making sure you don't get caught out, but that would be so difficult because so many players were still alive towards that final circle.
Yeah, you can see that over here that Sunwoo has been able to push upwards, and that's where Parasite has got this pixel perfect shot to secure yet another, and eventually you can see that they have managed to pick the very final member as this went on that open terrain. Now we're going to be moving over to another match, as it will be played in South Angle, and Edo 10 alongside with the rest of UTG. They go all out in this close quarter combat action with Banks dropping those grenades, hoping to actually land perfectly, but he's pretty much low and he's the only member left. Let's see. It was quite a huge clutch because this very moment he chose to hop down and take out the entirety of the squad, making a perfect ace.
Yeah, was that enough though, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It just wasn't. And this was the game where Forever 18 Up managed to pick up that winner chicken dinner, right? They go in here for the close with 10 more teams left in. It was not an easy fight at all. But and we had quite some epic nade moments in the game, Contra.
Yeah, and you can see that the enemy couldn't actually get out of the shelter, unfortunately, and already is bleeding out to the play zone. But there's so much more action over shelter, as you see Piero, he gets dropped right in front of his eyes, and it's such a tough game. But, in this match itself, we do have Forever 18 Up here picking up quite a massive win, I would say, as it goes all the way back and towards the corners of the forest, and you can see they have dominated majority of the hill, just waiting for the smoke to dissipate to secure this win.
Yeah, that's a beautiful win being picked up by Forever 18 Up. And this was your final highlight in here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Coming in from Intense Gaming to wrap things up, right? And this would be such an amazing opener.
Wow, very impressive indeed, and I guess he didn't really see that one coming, and that's the problem of playing in Minas Generalis. And look at this clutch save coming in from DL, as he just got there on time, and Intense Gaming eventually would come in to close up the entire round. And for the likes of the team, you can see that there's already 5 kills, and this is a really good push upwards. As you can see, many of them were being flushed outside, and that spray connection over on the other corner was just sublime. And just look at this go. There's so many of them just lurking around, but these grenades will eventually be able to catch up.
Yeah, once again, right, the circle brings them in here to such an open terrain, having to play this really close to the ground, finding any and all of these nooks and crannies to use as cover. But as the game went in here for a close, it was the aggression that would go on to pay off, Contra.
That's right, and you see Intense Gaming's definitely has shown some intense gameplay with a total of 9 kills with the winner chicken dinner. So, AJ, I just couldn't get enough of these chicken dinners that has been offered. So there's gonna be more coming throughout this entire week, and I just can't wait for it.
I absolutely cannot wait as well, man, because it's the gameplays like Intense Gaming's the one that they took the final winner chicken dinner there that I really look forward to in PUBG Mobile matches like that. When you go in for such an open terrain, you expect all of the other opponents to go in and hide, not really bring on that aggression, which is what Intense managed to bring into that final match, and just kicked up the pressure on the opponents just a little bit more. So those moments definitely one we look forward to, ladies, German boys and girls. Let's take a quick short break though, and when we come back, the final title for us to recap, Legends of Runeterra.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up. Level up.
All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Hope you guys have already caught up with all the action that's coming from PUBG Mobile.
Yep.
And, now we're going to be drawing our cards right. And if it doesn't, we'll have to reshuffle it as we'll go into Legends of Runeterra. And, of course, my name's Contra. This is the Mustachio AJ once again. If you guys are just tuning in, you guys aren't too late because we still got more to talk about.
Yeah, Easy is the most competitive title that we've got in the recap show. It is Legends of Runeterra, and we've got some names who have just been dominating the ladders recently, and they don't want to go anywhere. The newcomers seem to be coming in, but they don't really have the consistency with the number of games. Or do they, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? That's exactly what we're going to be taking a quick look at. Let's take a look at the leaderboards to see exactly who has been ravaging as well as rampaging this week.
And it's great to see that Bright NA has secured that #1 spot this time around, as he's only got 2 streak, but it doesn't really matter as he has secured a total of 25 wins overall and has the highest points in the leaderboard. And the brand new name has emerged, like you said. It's going to be Mup the Den here at second place with 1,189 points. And he's got a total of 13 wins, and that's a 6-round streak that he has. And to join him on the new coming, of course, competitor on the scene, it's going to be Daicom Swan with a total of 1,181 with 20 wins.
Yeah, absolute impressive stats here. And that's what we're talking about. This is the kind of competition that Bright NA, Scav, as well as Bruce 1915 need. And yeah, Bruce 1915 in the 4th position with the 29-25, not doing really great on that WDL, but it's all right because he is at that number 4 spot. Like we always walk you guys through how these ladders work. You start off with 1,000 points, you gain points as you win matches, you lose points as you lose matches. Scav in that 5th position with 1,141 points. Surprisingly, it looks like he has been quite busy, hasn't been able to complete much games. Bright NA managed to go up to the #1 spot because this week he got that 10 wins, and of course those 2 losses part of those streak as well, but it wouldn't really matter too much, would it, Contra?
Yeah, I guess so. And 33 wins for has been, getting a little bit of the drops of points here and there. But hey, at least that's a lot of good points to work with. And I'm looking at Meatman. Yeah, he definitely needs a lot more games to go.
Yeah.
So, Bright NA, hailing from Thailand, we've seen his plays from time to time. And this guy never knew the word how to give up. Because this dude has been able to create plays week in and week out. But, we're going to be also highlighting some of the newcomers out there, and we'll be showing you some great plays that will be coming off from Jade Dragon's versus Lil Bell X.
Oh, let's take a quick look at this highlight because Lil Bell with that very, very impressive over, the opponent Jade Dragon SS in here. And it was not a situation that I was expecting, quite honestly, based on the number of cards on the table at the start of the match. But of course, as the game continued, Lil Bell just took a bigger control over the situation.
Yeah, you can look at this current deck that he's wielding right here. Jade Dragon is looking to have a really impressive, of course, active attackers on the board. And he's looking to actually drop a lot of all these damage in towards the Nexus. But the problem is that it won't be sufficient to actually take them all down. Because even though they have members here defending from Lil Bell X, it couldn't actually take out the Shurima King, which is the Azir, which will eventually cause havoc from this point onwards.
Absolutely, man. And just with the cards on the table right there, right, Lil Bell X would go on to bring that decimation, not fully just yet, because even if to go in with a full-on attack now would not be enough for that victory, just to minus off that HP from the Nexus a little bit more from her opponent.
Nasty Sand Soldiers. I really do hate playing against an Azir deck, and that is exactly just why. Every time it goes on attacking, you get one extra Sand Soldier, which will damage them a little bit further. Now, that's where the Decimate just lands right there. The Guillotine is going to be up available on hand, and it doesn't seem like they do have enough mana to play that 8-cost card out of Jade Dragon's hand, and this is why he's crying.
Yeah, at this point, he knows exactly what is going to be happening here. There's no way in hell he will be able to defeat Bell unless he, gets super lucky here, right? It wouldn't happen. He surrenders, and that was it. Lil Bell would take that victory. Let's take a quick look at highlight number 2 here, and this one is where Mud actually takes that victory, the newcomer.
Well, I believe it's Pokeberry here that has been able to actually stir up a storm once again. But hey, check this out. You see, they're going to be going in for a little bit of Frostbite, and that was actually being denied. So this is where it's interesting because you see, he wants to actually go in to kill off all these four damage units coming across from Daicom Sun. And what you're facing against the Celestial Dragons, every single attack that they actually successfully win, they get even more damage, and now you even have the Shyvana on board. Okay, this is going to be pretty nasty for Daicom Sun.
Yeah, to take the number 1 card off of the board of Pokeberry 34, it's going to require so much from Daicom Sun. Unfortunately, there's so much that he just does not have. Not on the board, quite questionable whether or not he will be able to have it even in his deck, because the compilation coming in here from Pokeberry 34 was just epic.
That's right, and you can see it has been pretty much sublime the way that he's attacking, managing to evolve that Shyvana into a dragon form. Now, just look at the stack of damage that there is in Daicom Sun. Doesn't seem like he's got any good hands at all to really compete. Yes, there is the LeBlanc, and they tried to actually go in for another Frostbite, but then again, there's the Spell Shield right there. It does not work. Oh. And here comes another Survey Summon, as it's just going to be getting from, bad to worse for Daicom Sun.
Yeah, I mean, he played a really, really great play there, but unfortunately just would not be enough, and he surrenders. Would that be enough? Would that be the last time we see Daicom Sun? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no, because the next highlight is from the same guy as well, and this time he managed to turn things around for himself to pick the victory up, Contra.
That's right, and of course, facing a Shadow Isles deck, you can actually expect a whole lot of ephemerals out there, and this is where he opens up with the Reckoning coming in from the opposing side, but Daicom Sun is looking for a response. You can see that there's so many spells at hand, so they immediately go in just to challenge him. Well, I guess, it's going to take quite a while, and immediately you just cleared the board with that real quick spell to eliminate any of course, cards that are having less than 4 damage of attack.
Yeah, there comes one obviously taking that hit there. Nothing much would go on for the time being. A few more draws will come into play here. But let's take a quick look at the mana on hand. He's got more than enough to play any sort of composition that he wants, and he brings out his strongest card here. He's got a 5-2 as well as 6-4 on the side of Daikomson. For Vic TCB, on the other hand, he didn't really look like he had the strongest of hands.
Yeah, and I can see that there is a lot of all these big cards that he can actually play out. You can see Trundle, double of it indeed. But the problem is that whatever he's going to be putting on the board, it will get frostbitten. So that Ashe is the main problem right here. Yes, an ephemeral unit used to defend probably for one attacking round, but this isn't really the end of Daikomson just about yet. As you can see, that there are so many HP bars left on the table. And this is that play that I've been waiting for. Evolved with the Crystal Arrow Enchanted, shot straight to their heart. And, well, I guess that's more than enough damage to do.
Yeah, with Asher dropping in here, that's 7-0, a quick -2 on the board, and Daikomson picks that victory up. What a way to come into the competition, what a way to jump up onto the leaderboard as well, Contra.
That's right, and the nasty thing about playing an Ashe server deck, once you do have enemies being frostbitten right there, you can't really have them to defend, especially when she's evolved. And I guess that's really a very smart play that was being brought up by Daikomson. And managing to actually secure the win, an excellent finish.
Absolutely. We haven't been seeing the players from the Black Clan in here for quite a while. Hopefully we see more of their team members in here, because they always have been able to show us quite exciting gameplays. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a quick short break. When we come back, we'll break down a little bit more info for all of you.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up. Level up.
All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the ESL Mobile Open recap show. This is towards the end of the show already. We've already gotten you guys caught up with all of the hottest action. My name's AJ. I'm the Mustache down here with Contra, wrapping up the show for you guys. And how can we go away until we tell you what can you expect for the coming week?
Exactly. So we do have more of all these action happening live. You guys want to catch it, there are going to be the dates. And if you want to participate even better, head over to esl.gg, of course, /mobile, and you will be able to actually get yourself registered to compete with some of all these up-and-coming teams, as well as some veterans out there that has been playing in the Open Series. So, let's check out some of the dates here eventually, as we'll be going through each game by game.
Yeah, boy, we've got the upcoming tournaments in here. Ladder 2 for Brawl Stars. That will be from the 11th of May towards the 3rd of June. Ladder 2 for the Legends of Runeterra in here as well, from the 14th of May all the way down to the 6th of June, Contra.
That's right. I'm really looking forward to what's to come here for PUBG Mobile as well. We have the dates here locked in for Ladder 2, Cup 3 for 1st of June, and also 8th of June for Cup number 4.
And of course, this is not all of the only action that you have to be blocking off on your calendar. We've got the broadcast dates of some of these competitions coming up for you as well. And there's this one title that I just cannot wait for it to come back, Contra.
That's right. This is going to be the C Icon Series Malaysia for League of Legends Wild Rift. And that will be happening over the weekend on the 4th, 5th, as well as 6th of June. Meanwhile, we also have PUBG Mobile that will be broadcasted to you on 29th as well as 30th of May. And last but not least, we got Brawl Stars as well on 4th of June.
Absolutely. Now, if you cannot split yourself between the two broadcasts on the 4th of June between Wild Rift as well as Brawl Stars, don't worry. When Contra and I drop right back in here for another mobile recap show, we'll bring you all of the hottest action as well as the best highlights.
Yeah, that's right. Or if you guys have double monitors, I guess that's where those tabs will come in handy. If you don't, you can always rely back to your smartphones to catch some of the action here and there. I guess we got two eyes, but we can only focus on one at a time. That's why we'll be here to break it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's not about all just watching, right? A lot of you who are interested in the gaming world, you would be quite curious as well. What are these gamers actually making? Can you even earn money from playing games? That's where all of these small community tournaments come into play. It's not to answer your question on whether or not money can be made, but it's to answer the question on whether or not you can actually hold your own in a competition of this level. If you can do it at a community level, what's stopping you from taking it even further? And that's exactly what the ESL Mobile Open is all about, as well as the opportunity that it serves up for the community on a silver platter.
That's right. If you never try, you never never know, and that's why we encourage you to take part here in the ESL Mobile Open Asia Pacific. So make sure you guys head over to ESL's website and register right through and get the games on. So I guess that's all that we do have for now.
Yes.
My name's Contra, and this is the Mustachio AJ, and I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, before you do go anywhere, don't forget, regardless of which platform you are watching this on, to hit that like, follow, subscribe, and make sure you drop a few comments in the comment section as well to tell us exactly what you like and dislike about this show so we can keep on improving and bringing you more awesome quality content. From ESL, take care till we catch you again.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is